Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
What's up, Firefly? How's it going?
It's going good. Today, we're going to talk about mysterious deaths, mysterious unalives.
I know. Well,
What's the title?
unalived or suicide?
Unalive or suicide?
Is it kind of the same thing?
It sounds like a Soundgarden song.
That's interesting that you say that because
That's
isn't
one of the
he one of the
guys.
guys that we were going to mention?
We are. Yeah,
Well,
because he had a weird suicide where it was like, well, no. He hung himself with some exercise bands and he was
mm,
just devastated after he just got done playing a sweet concert in Detroit. He's got a beautiful wife and two kids at home. He's a millionaire. He just was so bummed. He had to go hang himself by some exercise
mm,
bands in his hotel room.
hmm.
That sounds
Which maybe he was really bummed out because of all of the sad stuff about those poor little children from Haiti that he was trying to talk about.
yeah. Like
Maybe maybe it was so
he was
depressing.
so bummed about their plight that he just went and hung himself with uh, exercise bands.
Like because he was kind of talking about like what was happening to those poor kids and the child trafficking.
Yeah,
So maybe just talking about it like depressed him to the point of wanting to unalive himself.
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, there's better ways to unalive yourself than with some exercise bands. Plus, there was weird blood found in his,
Mm.
like, everything was weird. Although he was the one who, when the autopsy came out, they said that he had this one drug in his system. It was a big shawarma that makes you. One of the side effects was
You
you'll
want to
go
unalive.
hang yourself by a scarf. And I was going, wait a second, that's a side effect.
So
That's a weird.
we've talked about this side effect like many times because I don't think it's actually I don't think they say that it's actually like by with a scarf, although that's what some people do, but it's an actual documented side effect of some of these antidepressants is suicidal thoughts or suicide
Suicide by
by
hanging.
hanging, very specific, not just suicide, but suicide by hanging.
I know.
So they know that taking these particular drugs are going to make you want to kill yourself in that very specific and particular way. But I
They had one girl at the Grand Canyon that died posing for a picture yesterday, and I was thinking, what if she was on a medication that made her do that?
to go kill yourself at the Grand Canyon,
Yeah, it makes you go to the
jump
Grand
off the
Canyon.
edge.
So
um,
we've had an uptick in those types of suicides lately. I don't know what's going. They all took this big shawarma drug, so we're trying to figure it out.
yeah, or maybe that's their whole point.
They go, "That's good. That's
Yeah,
exactly
got
what we're
rid of
looking
a few
for."
more of them this month.
That was called the Grand Canyon edition.
Well, we're just awful people, and it's kind of morbid that we should be laughing about this, but sometimes, like, that's all you can do. When these hideous and sick things seem to have a very insipid and I don't know, diabolical,
Yeah,
you know,
bent
base.
to them.
Yeah.
They do.
So
Like the Culture Club is evil
evil.
and kind of psycho and weird, you know?
Yeah. So the thing that made me we've talked about this topic before. You and I have talked about it, and I said we need to do an episode on this. And the thing that kind of sparked my interest in doing it today was I happened to just see the headlines, and they said that this hockey player,
Oh yeah.
this big beloved hockey player, just suicided himself.
Was it
If
Wayne
that's what you want
Gretzky?
to. No. It was he had a French name. I don't remember his name, but I'm not really a hockey fan,
Me neither.
but anyway, so this big hockey player just, I guess, died by supposed suicide. And I saw that headline, and then I remembered like a week ago that race car driver just died suddenly from getting some kind of shot for a sinus infection or a sinus cold, which seemed very strange. And I thought, it might be time for us to do this episode where we discuss
Yeah.
these mysterious suicides and
I've never
deaths.
been like, dude, I've got a really bad stuffy nose. I think I'm gonna go get an injection.
That seems weird, right?
Yeah.
Like I've never heard of that.
So you can just go get an injection and then suddenly duck cleared right out.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of people having sinus problems and they take some pills, but I've never heard of an injection for it, you know?
Injections usually means unalive.
Yeah. And
Anytime they're shooting stuff in you, you're probably going down.
right. And it made me wonder, like, what was that race car driver talking about before that happened? Or what kind of deal did he make, possibly with the
Ooh,
devil?
maybe
Because
you just yes, with the
because
devil.
what happens is a lot of these big stars or famous people, when they sell their soul to be A-list in whatever category they want to be A-list, I think a lot of times they have to make a deal with the devil and they have to have some kind of sacrifice, either themselves or they sacrifice something
Like
else.
exactly like what was the dude's sister from Joe Dirt? And he used to be on Saturday Night Live. Not Dana Carvey, but the other one.
Oh, are you talking about Kate Spade?
Spade.
Kate Spade,
So she's David Spade's
sister-in-law.
sister-in-law.
She was married to David Spade's brother. So her suicide,
See,
quote unquote.
what if his Culture Club deal? Because he obviously made a
Mm,
deal with the Culture Club.
hmm.
Because he's not even that funny, and he got to go become a big star.
Right.
So I'm wondering if maybe his deal that he had to sign on for was, well, your sister-in-law
Sacrif
is gonna get.
sacrifice his sister-in-law. He's like, that's fine. She's not my
It's
wife.
like whatever.
It could be, or with in regards to her situation, um, yeah, because he didn't seem all broken up over it, like afterwards. It was like I saw him. They interviewed him right after, and he was like, eh.
How about he's like right on schedule? I mean, oh wait, never mind.
But but it was interesting because so she actually supposedly did unalive herself using a scarf from a doorknob. So
Oh no way.
yeah, I think like one of her silk scarves or something.
See, I'm not joking. I think that was in the clinical trials data. It was like several of the people who took this drug hung themselves by a scarf.
Now, how do you okay, so first of all, so I guess she was also there was a group of these people that were all talking about the all of the missing children from Haiti. Remember that hurricane that happened in Haiti?
Yeah.
And
There was an earthquake. It was a
was it
huge
a,
earthquake, 2008.
oh, I
It
thought it
was
was
like
a
a
hurricane.
devastating earthquake that destroyed the whole city. And then Hillary Clinton was down there
To help out
helping.
her foundation. And then
Actually, she
suddenly,
was just like rounding up like
yeah,
third world kids.
suddenly
Uh,
all these children disappeared. Like they just were not there.
there's a
And
bunch of rape going on too.
yeah,
The UN was guilty of rape. That came out.
so it was Kate Spade. We're gonna get into the details of these
They're
people.
like, "Do you want food and shelter? Just come into my tent for a minute."
Kate Spade, Paul Walker, the actor from Fast and Furious, and
Drove into a tree,
yeah,
which is weird.
yeah, and Chris Cornell.
We talked about him.
They were all talking about these missing children.
Chester Bennington, I think, was too.
Yeah, so that's weird that
Anne
they
Heche, I think, was involved
she
with that.
was involved too, and all of those people just happened to commit suicide. So
Anne Heche commit suicide by strangely driving like 90 miles an hour down a street, and then the dude's door cam caught her.
that was
The
super
ring cam
weird.
catches her just like. Plus, it's weird too. Like, why does that video get shown to us?
I wonder about that too.
They
Like
show us what they want us to see.
they want us to see that. Like, okay, so back to Kate Spade. She supposedly hung herself with a scarf from a doorknob. Now, how is that even possible? How could you hang yourself from a doorknob at all?
It seems like it would be complicated.
It seems like it would be really hard to do because isn't the whole point of hanging so that you're suspended so that you have nothing to like you're I mean from a doorknob you would be sitting on the
Yeah.
floor, right? How do
You
you
want gravity to do its thing.
I don't think you could I don't think it would be physically possible to die from hanging from a doorknob. I don't see how
You
that's
would have to
possible.
just like keep pressing your neck into the thing. It's like, why even bother to use the doorknob? Just strangle yourself in your bed
Yeah.
because you're gonna have to do all the work from a doorknob.
How does that work? And then a silk
I don't
scarf?
know.
I mean, it sounds very I thought it was, also very, like, almost symbolic that a fashion designer would, supposedly hang herself with a silk scarf. Like,
She's like, I looked really
I
good.
just happen to have all of these beautiful scarves laying around, so I
I might
just
as
grabbed
well.
one and used it, you know?
I want my corpse to look glamorous.
Yeah. I don't know, it seems really fishy.
But she probably got unalived. Anytime somebody hangs himself with a scarf, like you said, it's so difficult. It's kind of like the Jeffrey Epstein death. He's like, well, he's on suicide watch, so they give him like a paper blanket. He doesn't have any
Yeah.
shoestrings. He doesn't have anything that he could possibly hang himself with, but he hung himself with
That
those.
that guy didn't hang himself.
So
And
I
then
think
and then Kate Spade's husband showed up, like, outside the building the next day with a mask that looked like a rat. What does that mean?
so he was saying stuff.
He
So
was
he's a rat.
saying something. The whole
That was
thing
in that
was
movie, The
super
Departed.
weird.
Remember Jack Nicholson was like talking about he's a rat. And he started
Hmm.
going, and he started making a face like a rat.
Yeah.
I think the Culture Club, the first rule in Culture Club, they hand you a business card. What's that business card say?
Shut up.
Shut up. You're not supposed to talk. And if you do talk, you're going to get unalived by hanging. And I think the other thing too is they throw out these causes of death on the news, and people just go, okay.
Yeah, totally. Like, so they throw that out in the news and they're like, "Oh, wow, she killed herself. That's so sad." Okay,
Yeah.
next up on the
Uh,
whatever is happening.
Meanwhile, 10 million illegal immigrants just came into LA, but what else is in the news?
Yeah. Oh, and that chef. What was that chef? Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, yeah.
So he was also tied to that whole thing with the children and stuff, and he killed himself too suddenly. Now, it seems like there's a lot of very high profile, very successful, wealthy, famous people that all killed themselves around the same time.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
He died around that time, and he had kind of a weird cause of death. It was just an overdose, which is another kind of like unalive. Like you could kill somebody and call it an overdose so easily.
Basically, when I see suicide or overdose, I'm getting really suspicious now because why are all these people committing suicide or overdosing? And you're right, an overdose could so easily be done to you, you know?
That's
Also,
what's coming out in the Kurt Cobain death now.
yeah.
It's like they're putting fresh eyes on it, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, dude, this guy got shot up with heroin, and
Hmm.
then they blew his head off and made it look like a suicide." How easy is that to do? Maybe or maybe not that didn't happen. Maybe or maybe not Courtney Love did it to him, which I kind of lean towards that. But still, how easy is that?
Super easy.
Same with whose death always kind of intrigued me was Brittany Murphy's
Yeah, that one was super weird.
because she was totally healthy and she didn't.
She was young,
She
like,
was young,
you
and she
know,
also didn't seem like a manic depressive. I saw her on interviews, and she was, maybe kind of ditzy, but she was happy, and she
mhm.
didn't seem like she was just totally morbidly depressed. But she had this weird, fat,
Yeah.
like culture club husband.
Her husband did not match her at all.
No,
Like, I always thought it was super weird because she was like this little cute, petite, little
yeah,
pretty thing. And she had this like ugly, fat, older husband. And then she just died suddenly because of this mysterious illness. Like, how many like 30-year-olds just like get like sick and just die?
no,
You know,
that was weird. And
and
she
then he
looked
didn't say
healthy.
anything about it. It was really weird.
Like if she looked like that one vegan influencer, that, was emaciated and just like croaked from starvation, then you kind of go, she did not get unalive. She actually probably did die of
Right.
starvation.
I think her
But Brittany
husband
Murphy looked super healthy.
I think her husband was her handler and she didn't do something that was going along with the plan, and so she had to go.
And I think that's what happened to Kurt Cobain.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kurt Cobain went off the reservation and they said, no, you're not going off the reservation. And Courtney was his handler
Yep, totally.
because they had that dude come out in an interview like last year and he was like, oh yeah, no, Kurt was hiding from Courtney on the night of his death.
Mm-hmm.
So he's hiding from his handler,
Right.
you know? So all of these deaths have weird um, circumstances around them, and we all just kind of just go, oh, okay, well, let's move on.
Right. And so when I see suicide or you know, uh like overdose, that just brings those are red flags.
Or now
But
we have Nancy Guthrie kidnapping.
kidnapping, but also crazy.
Oh, crazy,
Crazy is the
crazy.
other one. We've seen with Britney Spears.
Brittany,
She's gone crazy a few times.
Margot Kidder from Superman and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So yeah, I was going to talk about Margot Kidder because remember, she like just appeared like in the middle of the night or like bright early one morning in somebody, just like a random regular person, supposedly front yard. She was like laying in their bushes and they said she was just crazy and they had to round her up. And it kind of reminded me of the Anne Heche thing kind of reminded me of that because she was supposedly just crazy and she was like tearing down the neighborhood streets like a bat out of hell and then supposedly died. But then we saw the video of her on the stretcher and the paramedics, I'm putting in quotes,
Push
like
her back down.
pushed her back down and covered her up. Like
You not know.
what paramedic is going to do that? Aren't they there to try to like revive
Oh,
you
you're
and
back.
resuscitate you?
No. Lay back
No, you're
down.
dead, remember?
Yeah, come on.
They literally like pushed her back down and put the sheet over her head. So there was something super weird about that.
And
And
we've talked about how rehab is code for calibration from the
exactly.
Culture Club.
So I think what happens is when they start to go off the rails, like Britney Spears or like what about Amanda Bynes?
Now I've been seeing her in the news. Like, this
Who?
is something that the news will do. Like, so I'll open up my Microsoft Edge browser,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got all these news stories that flash before you can even choose what URL you're going to go
Oh
to.
yeah, it's what they want you to
They
see.
want you to see, and they keep throwing Amanda Bynes in my face, and then they keep
Interesting.
saying like this. Here's how the story goes. Now, this is why are they allowed to do this? They go, fans are concerned about Amanda Bynes' appearance. So when you couch something like that, you're going to have a bunch of kooks go click on that story just to see how bad someone looks.
Mm-hmm.
That's so lame.
Yeah. Well, and
That's like
also
a clickbait now.
they're making that determination because what did they do? Like go interview a bunch of her fans? You know what I mean?
You know who it reminds me
They're
of?
making that headline.
Christina Aguilera. She's gotten kind of like, I don't wear makeup anymore, and she's fat now.
Oh, really? I
She's got
thought
some weird disease, Christine.
Christina Aguilera?
Yeah,
I thought she got real skinny all of a sudden.
she's got like a cane and she's all fat now.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then Pamela Anderson,
Oh,
she like
yeah.
doesn't wear makeup anymore. She's gotten
Yeah.
all fat now. And then the other one is who's gnarly because she was hot, Bridget Fonda. So Bridget
Bridget
Fonda
Fonda.
back in like the late 90s, she was a big star.
Yeah.
And then she just disappeared, was
Yeah.
in nothing. And I saw a picture of her on one of those things, and she's just like 300 pounds, lives in a trailer.
What?
Totally.
Wow.
So I'm wondering why the hell do they do that? Why do they throw these people's picture up to maybe that's kind of a trauma-based mind control?
Yeah.
And it's like, don't maybe it's subtly telling people, don't run afoul of the culture club, or
Mhm.
we'll let you end up like Christina Aguilera,
Mm,
you know? Or maybe it's revealing the method and it's like, this is what happens when you join the culture club. You'll
totally.
end up like this.
Well, I think that what happens is like a lot of them. So, like we've seen with Britney Spears and Amanda Bynes, they're definitely under MK Ultra mind controlled because they've grown up in this whole environment,
Was
and
she in Disney?
they were Disney little
Amanda
princess.
Bynes
Yeah,
was?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
And
totally
they
messed
were
up.
these cute little girls, and they probably had no choice. They were just thrown into this lifestyle. And then I think that they end up they try to like not go along with some of the stuff, and then they have to be calibrated. So they throw them in some like they do like a 5150 and throw them in some mental place for like a
Yeah.
week, and they say that they went crazy. And you know I think the whole crazy label is another red flag, which means like this person, maybe they're not going to be unalived yet, but they're going to recalibrate them and try to get them back on track because they're starting to talk or they're going off the rails and they think that they're going to start talking.
And they destroy their career that way too, because they'll give them psychotropic drugs, make them look like shit. Their hair
Yeah.
will be all fucked up. They'll be
Mm,
all fat, no makeup, and they'll take a picture of them, post it on the internet, and say,
yeah.
"Fans are concerned about Brittany."
Right. Remember she shaved her head?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And
and she
Amanda
was hitting her.
Bynes,
She
I
was hitting
think,
her car with an umbrella.
yeah, and I think Amanda Bynes like got a tattoo on her face. Like,
That's not a good sign.
how are you gonna go be a cute little actress with a tattoo on your face? That's not cute, you know?
Her dad's bummed.
Yeah. Well, her dad's probably the one that did it to her,
Probably.
you
Oh
know,
yeah, that's true. He
you know?
probably see because the parents of these Disney kids are
Hmm.
the culprits.
Totally.
They sell their kids into the kind of like Justin Bieber.
They sign the kids' souls away to the devil.
They're
You know what I
they're
mean?
like the one lady who we talked about who they go, she goes, sweetie, I'm gonna make you famous. So today I'm gonna set up the camera and I've got 100 dudes that are just gonna rail you today and we're gonna film it and put it on the internet and you're gonna be famous now.
It's so
So
disgusting.
that's like I think a lot of these parents, they're so desperate for fame and
Yeah.
money that
Yeah.
they just sell their kids to these psychopaths.
Exactly. Like, what about Justin Bieber? You know? Or what about those two boys from like I guess it was late 80s, early 90s?
What killed their parents?
No, Courtney Haim and I mean,
Oh, Corey Haim,
Corey Haim and
Corey
Corey
Feldman.
Feldman. So Corey Feldman's still alive, but he looks like a total weirdo. And he's like supposedly always trying to like bring attention to this stuff, which I don't know. He may or may not be
Is
controlled
he from that country
opposition.
from 1948? I
Yeah.
think he's controlled opposition
Yeah.
for that kind of stuff.
To try to like give us a little bit of truth. But Corey Haim, I think he was unalived because of like what he knew.
I think he was get um,
He was
raped by
getting
Charlie
raped by
Sheen,
Charlie Sheen,
and then he
and
came out and was going to say it.
yeah, and I think that's why he got unalived because. But my point that I was trying to
Because
make with
Charlie
that.
Sheen, if he got caught for raping little boys, he would probably during the trial or in jail, like do a tell-all book
Hmm.
and expose the entire culture club. So they had to.
Right,
So that's why they had
right.
to protect him because they don't care about him going down,
No,
but they want
that's
to
such a
protect.
good point.
You
Yeah.
know,
But the point I was going to make about those two Coreys was where were their parents? Like they talked about being at these Hollywood parties with all of these people that were like raping them and stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, what parent is going to let your 12 or 13-year-old boy go be at a Hollywood party by themselves? You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't let my 12-year-old boy out of my sight. Like there's no way I'd let him go to a Hollywood party and
well,
not,
it's kind of like
you
Tiger
know,
Woods. Tiger Woods' dad was like totally all about making him, grooming him to be a professional golfer.
yeah,
And he got all fucked up. Like he went and had sex with like, dude, you have all that money and you have sex with whores, like
yeah.
paying for whores.
What's the point of that? Well, that was like Charlie Sheen too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Like,
like,
dude, you're so lame. But I think it's they at a young age get sold into the culture club and the culture club gets them on this lifestyle.
hmm,
And that's important.
yeah,
They got to have this debaucherous, degenerate lifestyle.
yeah. And I think they kind of are addicts, so they just want more and more and more of something. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's true too. So it's interesting. The parents of these people, they sell their kids into the culture club,
Yeah,
like Michael Jackson. I
yeah.
haven't seen the new Michael Jackson movie,
I
but
haven't either.
they said it's controversial or whatever, which is
Yeah,
probably not. But Michael Jackson, his dad was like whipping him and like totally strict, making him dance and keep rehearsing
he
those
was
songs.
all about trying to make them rich and famous so
And
he
then
could
look
have
at how
money.
fucked up he got with
Hmm.
like his face got all fucked up. Places like people like my ex-wife and my daughter both have tried to tell me, I love Michael Jackson. He's a nice guy. Those child molestation charges are all like totally false. I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, dude, so they're talking with him and they're like, well, what do you say about all these accusations of child molestation? He's like, that's ignorant. That's just, it's ignorant.
Yeah, I
And
know.
it's like, well, wait a second, dude. This kid came to visit Neverland Ranch and you slept with him in your bed. And
Yeah.
we just have a loving relationship. Don't be ignorant. And it's like, well, dude, you are a 40-year-old man and you're sleeping with an 11-year-old dude in your bed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if they come to the Neverland Ranch and you got a bunch of rooms, he'll go hang out and you have servants taking care of them. That dude, I'm stoked for you. You don't take an 11-year-old into your bed and he's like, well, I can actually point out specific details on your penis.
Yeah. What?
You didn't hear about that? That
No.
was in the trial.
Oh
So the
God.
kid was like, he's got this on his penis, and the attorney's like, well, that's a match.
Yeah, I don't know. His story wasn't real convincing, but I don't know. I think
Maybe his dad
yeah,
got all the kids because Jermaine got all fucked up too.
yeah.
They got all the Jackson brothers and Janet.
They
Janet's all pulling out her boob on the Super Bowl.
they're all they lived a kind of a debaucherous bottomless pit lifestyle. You know what
And
I mean?
I think they get foisted. That gets
Yeah.
foisted on them. I'm
Yeah.
starting to think that they have to live this debaucherous bottomless pit lifestyle. I think
Well,
that's part of the culture club.
it is because that's MK Ultra. You know, it's
Yes.
very traumatizing and it's abusive, and then they grow up thinking that that kind of lifestyle is
That's
okay.
how they control them.
Yeah,
And then also maybe they do illegal stuff during those debaucherous times, those debaucherous
and they have
parties, and they go,
blackmail.
I got blackmail
I
on me.
saw Michael Jackson once, like
No way.
not at a concert, but I saw him at Disneyland,
Oh, no way.
and he was with a little boy.
Oh, see?
Yeah, he was, he said that he just liked,
True to form.
he was like a child and he liked hanging out with these little boys and showing them a good time. So he took this little boy to Disneyland, and I remember it was just so weird. We were walking by the kind of, where they have like the Peter Pan ride and um,
The carousel.
the carousel and Sleeping Beauty's castle,
I love that.
that whole
And
section.
Maleficent comes and looks out the top window.
Yeah,
I love
so
that.
they were walking into, I think it was the Pinocchio ride, and
Or Mr. Toad.
it wasn't Mr. Toad, I think it was Pinocchio, and they basically roped off like this
Peter
whole
Pan rides there too.
Peter Pan was across the way. They were walking into the other one, and they roped off this whole section and like let him like cut ahead, like to go skip the line and go ahead by himself with the
Thank
little
you,
kid.
thank you. I'm an
Yeah,
important person. I got my little boy with me.
right. And he walked like right in front of us, and he looked very friendly. He was smiling and being very like nice to everybody around him. But it was really interesting to see that because right after that was when that whole scandal came out. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, you know?
He's true to form. He's out cruising around with a little boy, and you're supposed to just be like, that's just normal.
Hmm.
No problem.
I don't know. That's weird. But anyway, that was another weird thing. Like, how did he just die? Like, his doctor gave him too much of his sleeping medication or something, and he just died.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe he was starting to come out and talk about stuff.
Could be.
Because if you listen to some of his music and some of his songs,
Yeah.
there's some stuff in there that's kind of revealing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you listen to the songs, and it's like something about those people from that country from 1948.
Yeah, and he knew that like they were trying to take like his whole music catalog, and there was a whole thing about that. Like they were trying to, like basically take over his music that he owned. So I don't know. I think he knew a lot, and I think that maybe he was starting to talk and they didn't want him around anymore.
Yeah, it could be. I think he's a victim. His
Yeah,
parents
I think
sold him
he's a
into it, and he
total
never got out of it. I
yeah.
think that's what happens.
I think that's what happens to a lot of these people that grow up in that. So we've talked about how do these people become culture club, and how like a lot of them are born into it. And I think the ones that start out as kids, I don't think that they really have any say. I think that their parents do it to them and they just grow up and they go along with it because that's all that they've known. And when they start to go off the rails, they either get calibrated, they get unalived, or they have an overdose,
Totally.
you know?
And I think there's no choice. It's not like they can be good. They're going to get killed
Right.
anyways. I
Yeah,
think because joining the culture club, you get betrayed.
totally.
So it's going to go bad for you eventually,
Yeah.
you know? I think some of them live a long time, but then they get Gene Hackman out in the middle of nowhere. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was weird. Like
It
Gene Hackman,
catches
his
up to you.
wife,
Yeah.
and his dog
Yeah.
all die on the same time in their
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
There's nothing natural organic going on there.
Well, I think the way it was explained to me was that um he, I guess, had dementia and um the wife just died suddenly and then he
A
couldn't
lot of that going on.
yeah, and then he couldn't like take care of himself, like he didn't know how to like get food or anything. And so the dog was locked up in a cage and didn't feed the dog and then he died of starvation. I don't know. That's the story that they put out there.
That
Who
sounds
knows
weird.
who knows if that's true or not.
Rob Reiner's son sounds weird
Yeah,
too.
that was weird. That was weird. That sounds like a sacrifice,
I was thinking
you
with
know?
Rob Reiner, he was coming out and always like total anti-Trump. And he was like,
Oh.
remember, he was like very vocal in the
Rob
first Trump.
Reiner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
During the first
Yeah.
Trump administration, he was like always doing these tweets about how bad Trump is.
Yeah.
And I think, what if he started to kind of go off script and they said, wait a second, no. Because, maybe these people have a crisis of conscience eventually.
Well, I think some of them do. But
Because,
once you sign that agreement and you
yeah,
sell your soul to the devil, there's no going back. I think a lot of people don't read the fine print, just like they don't read the fine print with everything else, you know?
get nipple pierced on the way to get tacos.
Right.
That's right.
Or voting for some like stupid law that makes it sound like, oh, this is the good neighborhood proposition. But the good neighborhood proposition, if you read like the fine print, says we're going to let all the criminals out of jail after 40 days, and you won't be arrested unless you steal over $900 worth of stuff. So you got to read the fine print. And when you're signing your soul away to the devil, you better read the fine print.
Totally. It makes me think of that guy Becerra, Xavier Becerra. He's our attorney general in California.
Um,
He's so evil and he's total culture club. And he's there. I saw a commercial last night when I was out to dinner with my mom. There was a TV playing commercials, political commercials, and it was he goes, he's done a lot to protect Planned Parenthood.
oh, great.
So I was thinking, why is Planned Parenthood such a cherished organization? Like
Yeah.
they all love it.
Yeah.
It's because they love killing babies and
Hmm.
they love doing adrenochrome
Yeah.
and then they love having a bunch of babies on stock
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's what they do for their adrenochrome and they do it for their face lotion and stuff like that.
Right. Ugh,
They
that's
use
so
dead baby.
disgusting.
So I was thinking that's why they got Xavier Becerra or whatever his name is, dude. He's there to manage
He
the
goes
culture club.
along with all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get what he's got coming to
See,
him.
they all think that they can, get in tight with the devil
Hmm.
and that they're going to be protected and everything's going to work out for them, but that's not the way it works.
No, that's not the way it
When
works.
you live an evil, debaucherous, disgusting life and you're doing terrible things, it's not going to work out good for you.
No matter what,
You'll
something's
get
gonna come down on you.
you'll get thrown under the bus.
And then they'll just change the story. So you can
Hmm.
get totally like massacred and it'll be like overdose. You
Overdose.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or crazy.
They went crazy.
They
Yeah,
had to
it's real sad.
they just had such a stressful, high profile life. They couldn't take it anymore.
They just couldn't take it anymore, you
Yeah.
know? So I think that's what this episode, the gist of it is, every time you hear about somebody having, like, what did we hear? There was some dude who had a weird death just recently. He shot something from his nose.
Shot something from his nose.
He had a sinus problem, so he took a shot.
No, that was the race car driver that we
Oh, the
just
race
talked
car
about.
driver.
Yeah.
So whenever you hear something like that,
Yeah.
you can't just accept it.
See, that's the thing. So we've gotten really good at like not just accepting like the the
You
story at
don't.
face value. Like when you hear something weird, like there's this new virus that is killing people and they're dropping dead in the street, and you've got to stay 6 feet away from everybody.
Yeah,
But you see the homeless people that have been living there on that same corner for the
they're
last like,
fine.
and they're really dirty and they're totally fine.
Yeah.
You know, when those kind of things happen, you got to start asking questions. So when you hear a headline or see a headline that just doesn't quite sound right, I think you got to ask some questions.
You know what I think people do? I think people do kind of get that weird taste in their mouth, like that doesn't sound weird, but they just go, I'm not gonna even bring it up.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to rock the boat
No.
and they also don't want to get canceled. Because now
Yeah.
getting canceled sucks.
Yeah.
So people are just like, whatever, I'm just gonna tune that out and just act like I didn't see that, but that doesn't add up.
Exactly.
That doesn't add up at all, but whatever, I'm not gonna say a word. I say a word.
Yeah. I think more people need to say a word and speak up because there's been too much of just like keeping quiet and not rocking the boat, not saying anything.
What's that analogy? They always say you shine light on the cockroaches and they all scurry.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we have to do. You have to
Mm-hmm.
keep shining light on these cockroaches
We want them to scurry.
because, like, they've all got these weird backstories. Like,
Yeah.
Chrissy Teigen, she comes
Chrissy
out
Teigen.
and she was saying all this weird stuff.
So bizarre. Like her, okay, so yeah, let's talk about that. Like all these weird tweets that some of these big stars make on their social media. It's like, why would you say some of the things that she said? Like she said something like, "Oh, you know, just looking at a toddler in naked, you know, or whatever, just it just gives me like I just get so excited. I should
Hmm.
be locked
Or
up or
Jamie
something."
Lee Curtis has like a painting in her kitchen. It's like, oh, I just have 9-year-olds in bathing suits with a
Yeah,
weird look on their
and they look
face.
like they're being tortured, and that's art.
And
That's
that's
art.
my art.
So I'm sorry, that's not art. You can basically nowadays you can just have anything and call it art, which I don't think it's art. But even if you want to say that's art and somebody says that they're a famous artist and they did that, why would you want to look at that in your
I
house?
like
It's
it.
disturbing, you know?
It reminds
And
me of
and
my culture club.
and if you do think that's art and you want to put that in your house, there's something wrong with you. Like somebody who wants to look at that in their living room every day or their kitchen or whatever, there's something mentally disturbing about that person, you know? And I just saw a whole thing about John Cusack. So that was another one that we're going to talk about. Like, he's got all kinds of weird, crazy, disgusting art too. Like,
John Cusack.
yeah, like little kids like trapped in between like these giant bunnies and like just weird looking stuff. And uh we heard about that writer who supposedly just committed suicide. What was his name?
Hunter
Um
S. Thompson.
yeah,
Well,
so
he did it a few years back.
but Cusack and Johnny Depp, I guess, were buddies and they used to hang out with him.
Yep.
And I've heard that they're all just like pedos, adrenochrome junkies,
Well,
and they're into a bunch of weird stuff.
Johnny Depp, I think John Cusack too, and Eddie Vedder, they
Eddie
all
Vedder is one of your favorites.
they all came to the defense of the West Memphis Three. Remember them?
No.
So the West Memphis Three was this teenager in like some hick town down in the Midwest,
Hmm.
and he got obsessed with Aleister Crowley, and he started reading about Aleister Crowley. And Aleister Crowley has this idea about blood sugar sex magic. And
Hmm.
what they do is they rape 8-year-olds and kill them. And it's supposed to give you all of this power. So this teenager had read the
Disgusting.
book and they killed 3 8-year-olds, raped them and killed them. And the evidence was cut and dry. These kids did these to this 8-year-old, to these 8-year-olds.
Ugh.
I can't remember the exact specifics, but it was like teenagers killed an 8-year-old because Aleister Crowley books inspired them, right?
Oh my God.
So they got life in prison, and then the main the main guy became a celebrity, and Eddie Vedder and I think John Cusack and a couple other big stars went down there and got him released from jail. And he's out of jail now. And they said he's not guilty. And they listen, they go, well, Eddie Vedder's here. We better just let him go.
Oh my God. See, why
So
do these celebrities have such pull?
that's another thing too. They're in the Culture Club.
Yeah.
And the Culture Club, when you see the Eddie Vedder be able to go just get a kid released for when he got already convicted of murder, that means that the Culture Club runs our world.
Yeah.
They don't just run entertainment.
No.
They run our justice system,
That they could just go and like talk to the judge or whatever, and then this person gets out. Like, that's sick.
and they all love cooties. They
Mm.
all were totally on board. I remember Eddie Vedder had a picture during the 2020 election of him sending in his mail-in ballot for Biden.
Oh God.
So they all come out and they do all of these advocations for cooties,
Yeah.
you
They're
know.
singing little songs and doing
Oh yeah,
dances.
like Cobain
Yeah.
with the needles dancing around.
Yeah.
So it is. It's kind of disgusting because it shows that the Culture Club, that's why I think our show is so important. The
Hmm.
Culture Club is very powerful.
They hate us.
They hate us, but they're also very powerful. I mean, they rule our world.
If we suddenly go crazy or become unalived,
You know,
you know what
wasn't
happened.
what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that one guy who I can't remember his name. I always forget it, but he had curly hair. He looked like he was from that country from 1948.
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
And he started talking about Tom Hanks.
Yes.
And he was talking very convincingly about Tom
Cappy.
Hanks.
Cappy.
Cappy.
Yeah. And then he was found unalived under like a freeway bridge or something.
Yeah, where they threw him off the bridge and then ran him over,
Yeah.
which is gnarly.
Yeah.
But he was kind of joking around saying, by the way, if I end up getting thrown off a bridge and run over, you know that it wasn't what I didn't do that. I don't want to kill myself. I like living.
Yeah.
And
And
then the next day,
yeah, he was unalived.
so, you know, but I think he was in the Culture Club because he had like an actor. He was an actor.
He
He
was an
was in some
actor.
movies,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think he probably sold his soul to get into the movies.
Hmm.
And then that was his
Well,
thing.
we've talked about this. I don't think be you can't be A-list anything unless you sell your soul.
Yeah,
But I think what happens is I think some of these people do sell their souls because they are just so desperate and they're like, "Oh yes, I want to do it. I'll do anything." And I know like from personal experience and people that I know, um, like how desperate some of those people are. And they would say that, like, "Yes, I'll do anything to get this part or whatever."
totally.
And but they don't read the fine print.
They don't read the fine print.
You
It's
know
not
what I
going to
mean?
work out good.
And it's not necessarily even like a written contract, but there's fine print in the details no matter which way it's presented.
Totally.
So a lot of them aren't really all that smart, you know?
They don't think about it.
No.
All you got to tell some people is you'll be famous and rich. And they'll be like, well, I'll do anything,
Yeah.
anything
Where
you
do I
want.
sign? Yeah.
And then you end up like that one girl out at Lake Piru she
Yeah.
was in Disney too.
That was another weird one. Rivera. She was on
She was a Disney.
well, she was on that show Glee. And then
Was that Disney?
that wasn't Disney. It was like
It was like a CBS show or something.
yeah, it was really good. I used to love that show. I watched all of it.
It was hugely
It was
popular.
a musical. I bet your daughter liked that show, or she would now probably.
They did a performance of it.
Yeah, they had great music and they had great dancing and singing, and then they would usually get some like A-list person to come on every week, and it was a fun show, but it was very indoctrinating too because like the main girl, she had two dads, you know,
Perfect.
and then like one of the characters was like kind of transy and another one was super gay. And so it was all, but but I could still watch that and be entertained by the music and everything. It was, it was fun. But um, there's like all this tragic stuff surrounding a lot of the characters that were in that show. Like one of the main guys, he overdosed. And then another one
That's code.
got thrown in jail for being a pedophile, which I thought the Culture Club loved pedophiles. So why did he go to jail? That seems weird. And he was like this
That's
hot.
another thing too. If you're about to go off the reservation, maybe they just kind of say, "By the way, we got you on film doing pedophile stuff.
So you're going to
You're
jail.
going down."
And he was like this hot, hunky guy. And it's like, really? He was a pedophile? That seems weird. But then that girl, um, she supposedly took her 4-year-old out on a boat to Lake Piru by herself for an afternoon. I don't know. That seemed weird to me.
And
Like,
then she swam, tried to save her son, but then he's just found in the boat by himself and
yeah,
she's dead.
her son like fell overboard, I guess, or something, and then she jumps in to save him, and she used all her strength to save him and was somehow able to get him back on the boat, but couldn't get herself back on the boat, and
That
she
sounds like
drowned.
somebody sat in a living room in LA and came up with that story.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. How do you like if you're struggling and but you're able to get a drowning person out of the water and up onto a boat, how and then you're just like you used up all your energy and you can't get yourself onto the boat? That
No,
seems weird.
she went off the reservation somehow, or she was sacrificed.
Yeah.
That's another thing,
Yeah.
like David Spade's sister. Like maybe she was a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes these people, part of their deal is, well, this person's gonna have to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you're related to somebody who becomes famous,
You better watch out.
look out.
I'm so glad there's nobody famous in my
I
family.
know. You just it's like, what did you do for that fame? Well, you'll find out soon enough.
Totally. One day you'll find out or not.
You'll know. And it's not just actors. I think athletes have to sell their soul.
I think it's A-list in every category.
A-list and anything.
Yeah. If you're famous and known for whatever it is that you're doing, you're A-list, you had to sell your soul to get there.
And if you just have raw talent, like let's say you're super talented, they're not going to let you get big,
No.
even with all your talent,
Yeah.
unless you sign on the dotted line.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hate to burst bubbles. I mean, we do like bursting bubbles, but I know there's so many people out there that are like, trudging through like all these things, like young actors, like going on countless auditions and stuff, hoping that one day they're going to like be discovered. It's never going to happen unless
Well, it can happen.
if you
Sell
sell
your
your soul.
soul. All you
Yeah.
got to do is just go all sleep with a
Harvey
12-year-old.
Weinstein. Yeah.
Dude,
Or, yeah.
who?
Yeah. Harvey Weinstein. Yeah.
If you're a girl, you'll say, I don't care if he doesn't have balls. I'll give him a head. They
Yeah.
go, good, good, good. You've got a roll right here.
And I'll have sex with him over the course of like 5 or 6 years every time he calls. And then like maybe 15 years from now, I'll say he was raping me all those times.
It's rape. I saw Tom Cruise and Pamela Anderson are an item now.
What?
Yeah,
There's no way.
yeah, that was on the news.
What?
See, I don't even care.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise and Pamela Anderson, and
I
she's
thought
all
I
no
thought he
makeup anymore.
I thought he just got married not too long ago to some new chick. I guess that didn't
Huh?
work out.
I don't know.
So he's with Pamela Anderson.
Wasn't he with the girl from
So
Batman for a while? Katie
yeah,
Holmes?
yeah, but they got divorced. So that was kind of weird because she sort of just disappeared for a long time with their child. They got divorced and she like had the kid and the whole thing seems like weird. Like she
My
didn't
mom
talk
told
about
me her whole
anything.
backstory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she tried to get out of Scientology. And we've talked about,
Yeah.
remember the app next door?
I was gonna bring that up. You can't get out of Scientology.
Tell our audience about if they didn't listen before your next door app
Yeah.
scenario.
So in case you haven't heard this story before, um, there was this new building that popped up, huge.
Right off the freeway.
Yeah,
So you can totally see it.
huge, like I mean, giant Scientology. And I used to go on that Nextdoor app once in a while,
Yeah.
and there was all this whole conversation about that happening. And I was noticing how like people would start talking about the Scientology thing, and they would like get flagged and all this stuff. And I made a comment, and I said, I said, does anybody notice like anytime somebody like mentions that building, the Scientology, they say something bad about it, they get flagged, and I got kicked off of next door.
Would like you to never come on this app
Yeah,
ever
it
again, please.
basically said I could never be on Nextdoor again, just for bringing attention to the fact that like anytime somebody like said something about it, that they got flagged. And I didn't even say anything bad about Scientology. I was just saying, hey, did you notice that anytime somebody mentions them, they get flagged? And then I got kicked off.
That question is a thought crime.
It's
Okay.
a thought crime. So that told me that Nextdoor is total communist
Oh,
culture club
totally.
run stuff. And it also told me that Scientology is like a huge, total, like satanic
It's like
culture club thing.
Jonestown.
It's
And
Jonestown.
if you try to go off, he'll shoot you down on the tarmac. So that my
Totally.
mom told me the backstory.
Okay.
So Katie Holmes apparently tried to get out of Scientology.
I knew there was something weird because when they split up, she didn't talk at all.
So I think what
Never.
happens is
And
if
she took the
you
kid.
she probably went to some of those like cult meetings and
Yeah.
then learned about them and then went to go start telling people about it. And
And
they're like,
I don't think she wanted their kid to be involved with it.
yeah. And they told Tom, you better calibrate your wife.
Hmm.
And so he probably tried to calibrate her and she went, dude, you don't calibrate me.
Yeah. And he's like, well, then you got to go. And she's like, okay, I'm taking the kid. And he's probably like, fine.
And Scientology seems embedded in Hollywood. So like her
Hmm.
career went downhill. Have you seen her in anything?
No, I saw her in something not too long ago. It was some movie, I think, on Netflix or something. But yeah, she didn't really like. You would think that she was starting to like rise up, and then she married Tom Cruise. You would think, oh, she's going to be the next big thing. But then right after she got married, she started acting different. It was I think she kind of realized what she got into, you know. And
Think about how weird.
Nicole Kidman never talks about him either. And I heard her once in an interview, and she said, "Oh, speak. I won't talk about any thing about him. He's my ex-husband, and I just don't talk about him. Like
Don't talk about him.
she's a better person.
I've already been told if I bring it up that I'm going to get unalived, so I'm going to go ahead and change the subject.
Yeah. So,
But she's kind of a weirdo too.
oh yeah, she's total culture club.
She looks like she was like totally down with Scientology, but she was like, well, I have other cults that I'm in.
Hmm.
She,
She's
like
busy doing other cults.
her and Tom both did Eyes Wide Shut,
Yeah,
which I think was totally revealing the method.
totally.
And you can call that any cult.
Yeah.
But Scientology seems to be embedded in Hollywood
Uh-huh.
because John Travolta,
Yep.
he's in it.
Yep.
And Beck, I love Beck.
Mm.
You know Beck?
Mm-hmm.
You don't like them that much?
Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan.
So Beck came out with an album in 2014 called Morning Phase.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so beautiful. And it's like, it's a slow album. It's not like Loser
Maybe I've
and
never heard that.
well, because when you think Beck, you're thinking, I'm a loser,
Yeah.
baby, so why don't you kill?
Yeah.
But that's like his big hit. This album is this introspective, beautiful, melodic, atmospheric,
Is he spilling the
emotional.
beans in that album?
Well, I don't, maybe, but he won the Grammy for Best Album. And
So
then
he's
Kanye
A-list.
West came on stage and started saying, this is ridiculous. This isn't as good as Beyonce.
Oh God.
And he comes up on stage while Beck is accepting the award. But
That's
Beck,
probably all staged.
totally. But Beck is freaking a Scientologist, dude.
Oh God.
What the hell, dude?
So that's part of selling your soul. I think when you join Scientology, that's part of like selling your soul to be on the in the A-list,
Because it was
you
started
know,
by L. Ron Hubbard, who was a science fiction writer.
writer. Yeah,
And so I'm wondering if maybe the whole um, like structure of Scientology is conducive to the culture club.
for sure.
Maybe Scientology reveals the method of what the satanic culture is like in the culture club.
Hmm.
Because they've got like these you got to graduate to the next level and to the next
It's like
level.
the Freemasons.
It's like the Freemasons.
Yeah.
And so, ooh, I wonder if it's kind of like Freemasonry.
I
That's
think
what it
they're
is.
probably all tied together.
They're all tied together.
Yeah.
So, point being is once you join, it's kind of like the Hotel California.
Well, you can check in, but you'll never check out.
Hotel Scientology.
Uh-huh.
So So this album, or so this episode, this episode, we're basically unpacking
We're bit
Unalive or Suicide.
we're basically like paving our way to our demise.
Oh, dude, totally. The Culture Club doesn't like us. But you know
Fate.
what I think? I think that if you're righteous, the Culture Club can't touch you. I think that's another aspect of it too.
Mm.
I think some people are immune to the Culture Club because they haven't made the compromises. Maybe that's the white pill.
White pill, yes.
White pill is don't compromise with your soul.
No, because I think most of those people, that's what it is. Most of those people they've all compromised. So they have like stuff they can hold against them. They've got ways to blackmail them
Yeah.
because they have gone against their conscience and done various things, like just don't do that. You got to,
Like maybe that's what happened to Chris Cornell. Maybe Chris Cornell was kind of a good guy, but he had one kind of bad thing that they had on him.
mm-hmm.
So maybe he did kill himself. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe
Maybe he was trying, but it was weird.
hanging,
It's weird.
super weird.
And the
Did he use
circumstances.
did he use a scarf?
He used exercise
Oh,
bands,
exercise bands. Yeah.
same as Robin Williams.
He used exercise bands?
Yeah.
What do you think about Robin Williams? Do you think he actually killed himself? They
I think
said he
Robin
had some
Williams,
like brain or
I think he might
disorder.
have tried to Robin Williams looks like he had a conscience and he had a good soul. And I think it was eating him up inside.
Yeah.
And by the time he got towards like his late 50s, he was starting to say, I want to expose these people. And
Mhm.
they said, well, Robin, we've got special treatment for you then.
Yeah. So, I mean, the whole story with him was that he had some brain problem and he was gonna die or something, so he killed
Like
himself.
maybe
But
Michael
I
J.
don't know.
Fox, and the reason he's got the shakes is because he was going to go off the reservation back in the day.
So they just gave him this disease and
That's it.
made him be an example.
Because now, since he's coming up there looking like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. every time he comes on an interview, maybe no one's going to lend credence to his claims.
Hmm.
So if he comes out and says, "Oh no, there's a bunch of pedophiles in Hollywood," they're going to be like, "Yeah, whatever, shaky boy."
Maybe.
No one cares.
Yeah, I do think that um
They could inject you maybe with
I
Parkinson's.
I think totally.
Dude,
Yeah. And I think
like,
like
totally.
Robin Williams, whatever supposedly I mean, he never looked like he had anything wrong with him, but maybe they injected him with something, or maybe like you said, maybe he just his conscience was eating away at him, because I think you're right. I think he did seem like somebody who probably had a conscience,
Totally.
and maybe I think some of these people get to a point in their lives where they just want to expose it because they can't take it anymore, you know?
Yeah. Maybe he thought he was such a big star that he could,
Right.
and then he
Yeah.
got unalived. So it brings up a lot of questions. I think what the gist of this one, the white pill, is don't join the culture club.
Don't join the culture club, and don't sell your soul, and
Don't sell your soul, dude.
don't, don't do something that goes against your moral, you know,
Compass.
com- I was just going to say that,
That's
your moral
right.
compass.
Because we
Yeah.
all have a moral compass. That's your
Yeah.
conscience. And that's what Jesus put in you, so you know the truth.
Right.
It says in the Bible that no one can claim ignorance.
Mm.
Everybody has the truth etched on your heart. It's called your conscience.
Mm.
So you know the truth. So don't sell out for fame and fortune.
Right.
I think the white pill is the culture club is about to lose power. I think that's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
We saw this culture club rise to prominence since like the 1960s,
Yeah.
but they're now losing their grip on power finally.
Right.
So you're not going to need to join the culture club.
No.
We're going to form alternative entertainment systems, alternative governments, alternative athletes, and we're going to have places where people can be you didn't soil yourself by selling your soul, and you can still be distributed, and you can see right now they control distribution,
They control everything.
so you can't get distributed. So right now you could be an awesome guitarist, but no one's ever going to see you unless you join the culture club.
Right.
That's how it is now.
Yeah.
I think we
And
could.
you know what? Oh my
Hmm,
gosh. So I just sort of had an epiphany.
epiphany.
So they
They.
created all these platforms, like the internet, social media, YouTube, so that people could like self-distribute,
Yes.
but they have to have control over those platforms so that you can't just, become famous or A-list or whatever on your own. You still have to like sell your soul to them
I
in
think
order.
you totally do.
Yeah, and all of those big like YouTubers and stuff who like have like a million followers and they're like, "Oh, they just like built this up in their bedroom. They were like 15-year-old boys and they created this thing and now they're
Nope.
no. They all have like so like, have you heard about the one YouTube guy, Mr. Beast? He's like this famous YouTuber
Yeah, 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 I've heard of them.
and he is huge and then like about a year ago it came out that like his sidekick, he had this best friend sidekick. So the backstory with him was that he was just this young boy that grew up with a single mom who just so happened to be some bigwig in the army or navy or something. She
Yeah.
was like involved with government CIA stuff, just coincidentally, you
It's
know
just a coincidence.
and so he was just doing this YouTube stuff in his bedroom with his best friend when they were like, 14 or 15 years old. And they became like these huge YouTubers. And then, like, a year ago, his sidekick becomes trans. And now all of a sudden his best friend sidekick who was married with a young child becomes trans and now he's like a girl supposedly. So
They all sold out. Like I was
they
thinking about Tom McDonald, that big
but
rapper.
but let me finish the Mr. Beast guy.
Okay.
So he and all of these like huge YouTube guys, like people think that they're just like organically like creating these followers and these huge YouTube channels. No, they're all like managed by like a couple of big agencies that manage all of these people and
Exactly.
they all like so they're all controlled and managed just the same way that like A-list movie stars are. So these big YouTubers are not like just some organically grown people that created their own
They got
channel.
handlers
They have handlers, it's the same thing. So I
because
think
you
it's
don't get
just
distributed. You don't get foisted. We've
no.
seen how the algorithms work on YouTube.
Yeah, and
You don't get
it's
foisted.
I think it's kind of sad and misleading to kids too because these guys come out and they're basically doing just dumb stupid stuff like idiocracy and they're all driving like Lamborghinis and they've got like all this money and it's putting out this message to young kids that like, hey, look at you can start a YouTube channel and you can be rich and famous just like this and you don't really have to do much and blah blah blah. But that's not the case. You're going to have to sell your soul just like anything else if you
They
want to be
control
A-list.
everything.
Yeah. So basically what we need to do is we need to keep talking and people need to be aware of this stuff so that you're right. We will create alternative universes basically. You know,
Alternative industries, alternative
alternative.
distribution platforms,
Yeah.
alternative sports. That's the white pill. We
Yeah.
need to because the culture club tightly controls everything and they make you sell your soul.
And the only way to like create those things is if everybody starts to realize what's actually happening in the world so that they know that that's happening so they want the alternatives and they support them
That's it.
and help to make them because there's talented skilled people out there that can do all these things but they don't know that this needs to be done so we need to do this and we need to make sure that like more people know about this because like remember you were talking about the 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 Byzantine
The Byzantine Empire.
Empire and
Yeah.
how they
They said those people from that country from 1948 can't have any power positions
yeah
because they've used this exact same paradigm over and over again throughout history.
but we were also talking about how that it's been um squashed and they've been kicked out of like what
110
100
different
different
countries,
countries
900 times.
yeah So, these things can end. Like
Yes,
these kind of things can end
totally.
when more people realize what's going on.
The tide is
The
turning.
tide
We've
is
talked
turning.
about
We had an episode about that. I think
that.
that's another white pill.
It's like
The
that
tide is turning.
Roger Waters song. He's like, "Ooh, the tide is turning."
Totally. So, anyway, I think this was a pretty good unpacking
It
of
was unalived or
or
suicide.
suicide.
I love that. That's kind
Yeah.
of like it sounds like an album cover. We should get
We
shirts.
should maybe we should have an album.
An
We'll
album.
start the alternative music industry.
That's what we'll do.
I'm not really a musician, but I could like sing backup or
We'll
something.
sing.
I'm
We'll
good at the
sing songs.
tambourine
I
and I could
love that.
dance.
We'll become rock
Okay.
stars. We'll become organic rock stars that didn't sell our souls.
Totally.
I think it happens.
All right.
Okay,
I'll
I'll talk
talk.
to you soon.
Bye.